So many of you might have used my documents before, you might have used my recipes and things like that, but in this video I'm going to explain to you how to use the meal plan in order to get good results, and also the workout section. Now, our food, I keep it simple. It's all about simplicity. I don't want to make it complicated. I don't want you to stretch your budget too far, and I want you to be able to eat with your family as well. Of course, you can always adapt the meal. So if you see something there that has some veggies and meat in it, and the family would like some pasta or rice or whatever, just feel free, add whatever you need to add. Use my stuff as kind of the core basis of how you're going to eat, and then you can add on the rest. Right, how do we cook the food? How do we use all of these things? Now, the cooking is fairly straightforward. You can cook food in the oven, you can put olive oil over the top, you can roast your vegetables, you can roast the meat, whatever you want to do. Most of my food that I cook, I do in a frying pan. I use a little bit of unsalted butter, and the reason why I do unsalted is because I know the butter that I put in doesn't have salts that are not that good. I use Malden sea salt, or you can use the pink Himalayan salt as well. That's absolutely fine. The powder stuff, not that good. So that's the one that we steer clear from. So when we cook, you can do it in a frying pan. Some people like to steam their vegetables. Some people like to boil their vegetables. Not always the best way. It takes away a lot of the flavor. I sometimes put it in a saucepan, put my veggies in there, lid on top, low heat, and then I just put in a bit of salt, black pepper, and then a little bit of the butter as well, and just let it steam in there, and then you get all of that goodness still within that saucepan. You can wrap it in foil, you can put it in the oven, all these different types of methods. But here's the biggest tip. If you fry or cook anything on a high heat, the chances of burning it is very high. Okay, so go medium heat. That's all you need. You don't need to worry so much about does the heat need to be high or whatever. Medium heat is great. You can even go out, go and clean your car and come back and the food will still be okay. Right, and that's the way that we cook the food. So I use unsalted butter or extra virgin olive oil, and those are my two methods. Some people use coconut oil as well. Some people use beef drippings. What we try and do is we try and stick to the good healthy fats. We try and steer clear from the low fats. The reason being is all the spray stuff and things like that is not that good. It doesn't work that well. And of course, the low fat way of eating, you're always hungry, where if you eat good healthy fats, you feel full. That satiety factor kicks in as well. So yeah, but again, you can do things how you want to do it. You don't need to listen to me, you don't have to follow my things. But if you follow me on Facebook, you look at my Instagram, you'll see that plenty of people get great results in this way of eating. They look good, they feel good, their skin's great, their hair's great, and then they radiate energy. And that to me is the most important part. That the well-being part is the most important bit. I'm not so, the result will come for the leaner body. You will feel stronger in all of those things, but it's not always about the aesthetic look. It's more about your insides and how you feel and being healthy as well. Remember, that's very important. So if you stick to your proteins, meat, chicken, fish, and eggs, handful. There's handfuls that we go by. See on the document, handful of this or small handful. So a handful is like that, meat, chicken, fish, or eggs, or whatever. You can mix it or you can just have one of each. Vegetables, your carbohydrates, handful of that. On the plate, you'll do great. You'll do so well. We do have fruits as well, but the more you consistently push up your sugar intake, even though it's natural sugar, you sometimes make yourself more and more hungry. Again, you can do whatever you want. You don't need to follow my guidance or anything like that, but I've seen it year after doing this for 22, 23 years. I've seen it. People that tend to eat high sugary foods, processed food, always hungry, struggle with a lot of bodily problems. But people that eat quite good healthy foods in the right portion sizes, small handful by the way, there you go, that's a small handful, like a tennis ball, maybe a little bit smaller, and that's a handful, okay? So people that stick to those kind of guidelines always do well. And that's the key thing. It's just you don't need more than that, because a lot of people do macronutrients and calories. You don't need that. You can just go by handful and it works. People get in shape, they feel great, and they look good as well. So that's the cooking methods. Drinks. Water is always going to be the winner, okay? That's always going to be the main one. Water, I don't try and drink sparkling water because of course it bloats me out, but I keep to still water. Water's good, coffee's good, tea is good, green tea is good. Herbal teas, just be careful for all the flavored ones, because sometimes they do add in a little bit of the sweet and stuff. And then if somebody doesn't get a result, it's because they're adding in those sweetness as well. So you don't always get the result that you want. I know there's a lot of low calorie drinks and low sugar and zero sugar drinks. The problem with that is, remember, there's a sale that needs to be made, and however they can manipulate things, they'll do it in order to get that sale through. So they'll say, well, this is better than that. And then people fall for that as well and drink this stuff all day long. And it's not that healthy and it's not that good. But again, It's all personal choice. Do whatever you want to do. But if you want to get good results, you want to feel good, stick to the natural stuff. Stick to the things that's going to help you. What about treats? What about snacking? So most people would normally ask me, yeah, but does that mean that I can never eat bad stuff? Look, me myself, I sometimes have a cake, I sometimes have a chocolate, I sometimes have a fizzy drink because I like it. Okay, so I'm going to have it every now and again. But if you want to see a result and you want to feel better, try not to consume it too much because it will hold you back. There's a reason why people are sometimes where they are. It's they're over-consuming on processed product, over-consuming on the sugary bits, or this kind of low-calorie, zero-calorie stuff that's filled with artificial sweeteners sometimes. And they have too much of it, and then they struggle and they can't get the result. But it doesn't mean that you can't every now and again treat yourself, but try to keep a treat to a treat. The more you snack, the more you drive hunger and craving. So every time you eat a proper meal and then you have something in between, you're just driving hunger all the time. I'd rather have a good portion of the meat, the chicken, the fish and the eggs, the protein, and a good portion of the carbs on my plate. And then if I'm hungry 2 hours later, then I just eat again. Okay, and a lot of my food you can also prepare in Tupperware, take it with you. Some of them you can freeze and just do with it, like I say, what you want. So for that reason, the food works well. You'll see I don't refer to breakfast, lunch and dinner. I don't believe in those words because breakfast, they tell you can only eat certain foods at breakfast, which is a lie. Same with lunch, same with dinner. You can eat any food at any time of the day. I sometimes have a curry for my first meal of the day. Rule number 1, we eat when we're hungry. But if you have a super busy schedule for the day and you know for a fact that your first meal, let's say you're not hungry in the morning, but your first meal is going to be like at 1 o'clock and you know you're going to be starving by then, I'd rather eat before I then go into work because you'd rather have something. I know you might not be hungry, but then have a little bit of something and then go and work and then you have your second meal then. Because the problem is sometimes if you leave it too long, you get too hungry and that's when people break and they go, oh, I'll have a pack of crisps or chocolate or whatever because they're too hungry. So eat when you're hungry, listen to your body, listen to it. When it's asking you for water, drink water. If it's asking you for food, then have a proper meal. But try not to undereat, like tiny, tiny little bits, because you're going to be hungry again. So have a nice meal, see how you get on. Remember, everything has an adaptation period. You have to go through these things in order to adapt, to get to a point where you will feel better. Sometimes the first 5 days, or 5 or 6 days, you might feel a bit of the withdrawal symptoms because you're not consuming as much sugar or so many bad stuff. So you might feel it a bit, but just hang in there, just keep going. Remember, you got to make yourself used to eating better as well. So and also with the meals, meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, you can have 1 meal a day, you can have 2 meals a day, you can have 3 meals a day. I try and just stick to the 3 meals a day. You can have meal 1 every single day, the same meal over and over. If you like eggs and avocado, have it for the rest of your life. What a great meal. What an amazing way to eat. You don't need to mix it up. I give you the variety so you can choose what you want. But if there's 3 meals on there that you like, just repeat. Most of your professional athletes just repeat their food anyway because they know what they're going to eat. They know what's going to make them feel good and they just stick to that as much as possible. And those are normally the people that will get a good result anyway. So you can mix and match meals. You can take a meal from here, move it to that day. You can repeat meals. You can take out ingredients and replace with other ingredients as well. Okay, so you don't need to stick to it as laid out. You can swap things around however you want and make it your own meal plan. Make it suit your lifestyle. That's the best way to do it. Try and get in plenty of sleep if you can. I know sometimes it's hard, especially if people have young children or busy lives. Just try. Look, I'm married, I've got 3 children, and sometimes it gets manic, but you just got to try for yourself. And also remember, everything takes a bit of self-discipline. You still have to make yourself do it. So that's the meal plan. That's how it works. Very, very straightforward, very easy. Enjoyed one of the ones, the soup one. If you click on the soup picture, then you'll also see there's a cooking video that will open up on that one. So I added that one in. So just click on the actual picture itself of the soup. It's one of the last meals, I think. Click on that, and then you will see the cooking video. Workout section. Do whatever you want. If you don't have weights, just do the workouts anyway. They're only short. You can do 5 minutes. You can repeat the workout and go to 10 minutes. You can repeat it again, do 15 minutes. Start with 5 minutes a day. Try and exercise every day if you can. That's the most important part. You exercise every day, you'll change your life. Only 5 minutes. And then if you can do the video again, go again. If you want to jump from this video to that video, do that. Doesn't matter. I've given options that people can try. Beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You can take out the weights. You don't even need to do that. If you just want to jog on the spot, just jog on the spot. If you just want to do squats, just do that. But try to be active. If you can be active every single day, even if it's just 5 minutes a day to start with, you'll change your life. The reason why a lot of people get incredible shape and do really well is because they don't just solely focus on the food. It can be hard sometimes if you just focus on the food alone, because even though the food's great and it tastes good and all of these things, sometimes you will have cravings. Things happen, life happens, and sometimes you just want to eat bad stuff. But then the workouts can be your backup as well. And the workouts is what switches this on. That's where you put in the key, switch on the brain, and that's what makes you feel incredible. So try to stick to that as much as possible. Try and make yourself active if you can. I know it's not always easy, but just try. Just get into the flow of it, and you will feel amazing. And then the food is that super fuel that you're taking on board that's going to change your life. Like I say, any questions, please ask. You're more than welcome to ask me. I'm here to help. Go for it. Try it out. That's the thing. This is a free document, like I say. Try it out. See how you feel. And I think you'll be surprised. You'll see how many people get very, very good results by sometimes just kickstarting with these plans, and then they go from there. So yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for listening in, and I'll catch you later.